I was finance director. I had to run a hospital. And I went in, I saw all these people, and I'd ask them, I said, will you do this? And they'd say, yes. So I said, oh, okay, well, that should handle it. I can go away now, and they'll do what they said. And I'd come back, and they hadn't done it. And I said, there's something wrong here. But I got that I had a toolkit if I sat and listened a little, because I know if I told them 5 times, that action would come. And what I did is I developed it into a theory. I'd tell them the first time, and they would just look at me and say, well, that's interesting. Just sort of shed that off like water going off a duck's back. And the next time I'd come and I'd tell them the same thing, and I'd look and see what they're doing, and they'd say, hey, maybe he thinks that's important. Now you gotta get, I was the boss. But I got what the process was, sort of. And then I'd come back the next time, and they would have taken a slice at it. And I'd look and I'd say, well, you took a slice at it. And then I'd correct it a little, and I'd walk away, and I'd come back the 4th time. And I'd look, and what happened? They got it done pretty good. And I was thrilled. And I was like, oh, this 5-time thing sucks. But it worked. It worked. And then I'd come back the 5th time, and I would look at them and praise them for how well they did it so quickly. Well, all of a sudden, I got a computer into the hospital. This was way before, and it's another long story. However, I got one. And unfortunately, the salesman told me it did things it didn't. Well, whatever. The exciting thing I found was I would go in and I would tell it to do this one step. And I'd start it, and you know something, Jeff? The next day, I'd come back and it was still doing the same step. Man, this was great. And I said, wow, what if I do 2 steps? And I'd been working with people for a long time, and so I expected to change its mind halfway through the evening. So I'd train it, I'd do 2 steps, and I'd come back, and guess what, Jeff?
It did the Texas 2
Yes, it would do the same. It would do the. It'd do the same thing over and over again. I says, man, you mean that all I have to do is tell this thing to do it right once, and it will keep doing it? Oh my golly gee, this is something I gotta learn. So I'd study, and I'd find out how to do all these little things. And one of the things I found out was, when I'd go tell the guys to do stuff, I'd just sort of say, move this stuff over to the other room. But when I told the computer to do it, I had to sit and say, move left 1 point, move down 2 points, move. Man, this took forever. However, once it got done, man, that sucker kept doing the same thing, just like your game. Once you created it, it continued on. And I says, this is a marvel. marvelous new world. This is exciting new world. I said, this is going to catch on. And the only one that was really big at the time was IBM. And they were doing it with 10,000 people, but I could do it all with one person. Man, I created things. I created things and ran governments. This was wonderful. But I had to do it one minute step at a time.